face, the biggest obstacle we face is complacency. It's complacency because complacency is the fear of what will happen if we stick our neck on the line. And the gentleman who is coming up next has stuck his neck on the line. He has spoken out. Randy MacArthur, you probably heard it on the news, he's president and CEO of MacArthur's Bakery. He is an icon in the Metro St. Louis area. Randy and his brother Dave made national headlines last week when they took on Representative Russ Carnahan on their light bill. Seemed like 40,000 cars a week. Governor Carnahan voted against Missouri jobs by voting yes on the carbon tax legislation. And now, here he is. Give him a standing ovation for taking on the powers that be, Randy MacArthur.
Thank you. Sit down. I'm not worth that. Believe me. Thank you very much. Happy Independence Day, Missouri. Well, I'm really pleased to be here on this, the 4th of July, the most important day in not just the history of this country, but in the history of the world as we know it. Yeah. I was asked to speak today because our family business decided to take a stand. Louder. Our family business decided to take a stand on some things that we just thought we couldn't take anymore. That's right. People told us it might be risky to take a public stance and take on the establishment. But you know, we just could not stomach the proposed excessive taxes and fees that this cap and trade bill contains. We are all tired. I know you're tired. I'm tired. We're all tired of being taxed excessively. Do I need to back up here or am I okay? We're tired of the rapid expansion of government happening all around us, from the excessive taxes and fees and penalties proposed in this lousy cap and trade amendment to the out-of-touch property assessments in St. Louis County. The system is out of control, and it's up to us to stop the madness. Our founding fathers conceived this great country partly due to the tyranny and punitive taxes that the King of England subjected them to. After a long and deadly battle for independence, they created a new government and a constitution designed to protect its citizens from ever being the subjects of tyrannical rulers again. They accomplished this by creating a representative form of government where the citizens elect their representatives, and those representatives in turn are supposed to carry out the wishes of the voters who elected them. This works well as long as the electorate takes the time to make their wishes known to their representatives and then to monitor and hold them responsible for their votes. But history has shown us, and in times like these, there are times when those of us that are voters in the electorate, we tend to be complacent. Not only are we complacent, we grow into be apathetic. Times like this, public servants are replaced by career politicians. Politicians who are motivated primarily by power and greed. All right. Politicians who allow special interest groups and high-dollar lobbyists to replace the will of the people. Politicians who want to create a system where the people are dependent on the government instead of the government being dependent on the people. We are fast becoming a nation whose government is of the politician, for the politician, and by the politician. One can only wonder what Abraham Lincoln would think of the current crop of politicians that we have running our country and the disdain that they show for those people who elected them. All right, enough with the bad news. We all want to stop these runaway taxes, right? We all want less government spending and a smaller, more responsive government, right? But we're off to a great start here because people like you and Tea Parties all over this country are coming together and they're saying, we have had enough and we're going to take this battle out to the politicians and we're going to regain control of our government. Here goes our train again, and it doesn't seem to have any coal in it. I wonder if that has anything to do with Friday's vote.
Coming back from the plant.
That's right. Go get some more of that Missouri and Illinois coal. Right. We put that in Washington's pipe and generate a little smoke. We can't stop here. We can't stop on this day. When we leave here today, we need to go out from here and we need to share our vision. And who do we need to share our vision with? We need to share it with our friends. We need to share it with our coworkers. We need to share it with anybody that's willing to listen. I'd also like to digress and ask those of you who live in St. Louis County to consider supporting the ballot initiative to elect a county assessor. The county executive and the county council have continuously pushed blame back and forth about who's responsible for the out-of-touch and unrealistic property assessments that we're all being subjected to. If we will finally elect an assessor, we, the people, can hold him responsible for what he does. And this is going to be a little redundant because Gina's already gone there, but just hang in with me. We all need to be involved in our elections. And some of you out there need to be willing to serve in public office. We need honest, hard-working, real Americans who'll be willing to run for the county council, who'll be willing to run for the school board, who'll be saying, yes, I'll serve on that board, I'll serve on that commission that hands out contracts and dollars. We even need some of you to consider running for state office and for congressional district offices. Who better to take the message of the people to Washington than the people themselves? Some career politician is going to be willing to stand up and melt the system for another few years until he can go on a public retirement and then become a high-paid lobbyist. I want to ask each of you to join me and the other people that are here today, and let's take back our country. Let's echo Abraham Lincoln when he ended that famous Gettysburg Address with his last final statement and saying that the government of the people, for the people, and by the people shall not